Well, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is coming back to America. And the liberals are absolutely in paradise right now. It's like Christmas to them. They are celebrating all over social media, claiming that it is justice persevering in the face of corruption. And they're going to stick it to President Donald Trump this time with this one. We have social media liberal influencers like Brian Krastenstein celebrating on X over Garcia returning to America.
I am so immensely happy to report that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is returning to the United States, returning to his home and to his family.
And a lot of comments claiming that this is going to make the Trump administration look terrible. But are they celebrating too soon? Is Kilmar Abrego Garcia being saved right now? What's actually going on here? I'm going to cover it all right here, right now, on American Advocates. So as usual, the liberals are spouting off a bunch of nonsense and are celebrating way too soon. This was a tweet on X posted by Kristi Noem in regards to Kilmar Abrego Garcia returning to America. For the past 2 months, the media and Democrats have burnt to the ground any last shred of credibility they had left by glorifying Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a known MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, and serial domestic abuser. Today, the United States of America confronts Kilmar Abrego Garcia with overwhelming evidence. He is being indicted by a grand jury for human smuggling, including children, and conspiracy. Justice awaits this Salvadoran man. You see, they're not just bringing Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to America so he can return to his Maryland residence and live free in our country. Republicans have now spent the last 5 or 6 weeks gathering a lot of incriminating evidence on Garcia so that they can criminally prosecute him in a court of law and put on a display for all of America to see just how terrible this human being is. And then, very likely, they're going to deport him out of the country a second time. Meanwhile, you have news networks like CNN claiming that no one still knows who this Kilmar Abrego Garcia guy is. They don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, apparently.
What no one is saying is we don't know who he is or what he's done. You don't know that he's a bad guy, and you don't know that he's a good guy. I'm not saying either of you have said that. I'm just saying this man has become a poster child for the left and the right, while no one knows who he is or what he did. That's the problem, because this case was handled so badly. And the incompetence, putting aside the emotional aspect on both sides of this, the incompetence in the way that this was handled will shoot first, ask questions later. We're going to deport him first and then find the crime. We're going to say we can't bring him back, and then we're going to bring him back. We don't know what he did.
However, here on this channel at American Advocates, I have gone through the trouble at length and in multiple videos now, displaying all of the public records on Kilmar Garcia, showcasing the evidence for everyone to see. I'm not going to go in depth on it again because I already have 2 videos out where I do that, maybe even 3. But it is well known that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a murder suspect and also a human trafficker suspect. And now, apparently, it seems like they have concrete evidence for this. Here's Attorney General Pam Bondi announcing Abrego Garcia's return to America to stand trial and face justice. I will also sprinkle in actual body cam footage from the police officers when they pulled over Abrego Garcia that backs up what Pam Bondi is saying in this press conference.
Abrego Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice. On May 21st, a grand jury in the Middle District of Tennessee returned a sealed indictment charging Abrego Garcia with alien smuggling and conspiracy to commit alien smuggling in violation of Title 8 U.S.C. 1324.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good, and you?
All right.
Anything good?
You got a bunch of people in here, don't you?
It's 1 for sick. Yes. Go back to work.
Gotcha. Where are you working at?
Where?
Where?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Missouri?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
Abrego Garcia is also alleged with transporting minor children. The defendant traded the innocence of minor children for profit. There are even more disturbing facts that the grand jury uncovered. It is alleged this defendant is part of the same smuggling ring responsible for the death of more than 50 migrants in 2021 after the tractor trailer overturned in Mexico. This is part of that same ring. The defendant abused undocumented alien females, according to co-conspirators, who were under his control while transporting them throughout our country. This defendant trafficked firearms and narcotics throughout our country on multiple occasions. They were using vehicles, SUVs, with added seats in the back.
From Texas is good.
How many rows have you got in here? 4?
Where?
4 seats? 4 rows of seats?
Yeah, it's three seats. Yeah, with him. Yeah.
Did y'all put an extra one in?
Huh?
Did y'all put another one in?
No.
Did it come like this?
Use the truck.
I've never seen one with that many seats in it.
You hear me? What you say? It's my boss.
I said I've never seen one with that many seats in
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah. That's why I was asking if you put an extra one in.
No, it's the same. Like this.
Okay.
Floors that had been ripped out, guns, narcotics, children, women, MS-13 members. That is what the grand jury found. A co-conspirator alleged that the defendant solicited nude photographs and videos of a minor. A co-conspirator also alleges the defendant played a role in the murder of a rival gang member's mother. These facts demonstrate Abrego Garcia is a danger to our community.
But wait. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a loving Maryland father. That's what the liberals wanted you to believe originally, claiming he was wrongfully deported out of this country by big bad evil orange man Trump and sent to Seacott prison, one of the most extreme prisons in the world. They want you to think that this loving father was wrongfully kicked out of this nation. But is that actually even true? First and foremost, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a documented wife beater. Here are the public records showing that. On top of that, this is a sworn and written statement from Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife after she had to call the police and report an incident where he apparently abused her and punched her in the face. I told him I wasn't sleepy. He got angry, reached over, shut and threw my laptop on the floor, and the baby started to cry because he was putting pressure on him. My immediate reaction was to push him off of us, and he then punched and scratched me on my left eye, leaving me bleeding. The same day at 2 p.m., he came home and to say he was going out with a friend. I told him that I needed to go out to pick up some orders at BJ's. He got angry, started yelling again, to the point that he rips my shorts and shirt off, and I ran to the bathroom. He ran behind me, grabbed me by my arm. I have marks on my left arm as well. He then left me home at 12 p.m. To make matters even more worse, Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife has appeared on television already, where she was flat out asked by a news anchor about this incident, and she completely froze up live on television.
I have to ask it. You did take out a temporary order of protection against your husband in 2021. Were you in fear of your husband?
My husband is alive. That's all I can say.
Okay, and I'm not going to push on that, apparently.
But wait, it gets even worse than that. This loving Maryland father actually isn't even the father of her children. That photo we see of him smiling and holding that smiling child isn't even his kid. As it turns out, other records have now surfaced online of a report being filed by Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife's ex-husband, the man she was married to and had children with before she married Kilmar Garcia. He apparently has put out a statement claiming that he is afraid for the lives of his children because his ex-wife is dating a gang member. The undersigned party is acting to safeguard the children who are now in the physical custody of Jennifer Vasquez-Sura. The children are in serious danger at this time because she tried to kill herself and she left the kids with 11 year to take care of them. And I'm afraid of my kids' lives are in the danger because she is dating a gang member. I know these facts to be true because I was there and the police was there too. So yes, The entire liberal media narrative turns out to be a lie. Big surprise. And this once again goes to further back up what the Republican Party has already been telling the American public. This man is an MS-13 gang terrorist. Everyone lost their minds over that photo that President Donald Trump held up in the Oval Office, claiming that MS-13 was photoshopped onto the photo of Kilmar Garcia's hand. Well, I knew and looked at immediately as evidence labeling on top of the photo others claimed was misdirection and unfair and dishonest. But what we truly know is the actual tattoos on Kilmar Garcia's fingers are symbols that each represent a different character of the gang MS-13. The M, the S, the 1, and the 3. This has been documented now for decades. These gang terrorists hide the MS-13 on their fingers with symbolic tattoos. But only MS-13 gang members are permitted to have those tattoos. And if they're not, and they go to prison, those tattoos are removed by any means necessary. I've also pointed out in the past on this channel, Kilmar Garcia's wife knows full well the meaning of those hand tattoos because there are multiple photos now that have surfaced of her taking social media selfies with Kilmar, and she goes through the trouble every single time to hide his finger tattoos with emojis, usually heart emojis. And so, once again, the Democrat Party will only wind up emerging from this entire incident looking worse. Some of them are already backpedaling and claiming that they never defended this guy, which is completely untrue. They put up the biggest fuss and stink about this entire incident for months now. Senator Chris Van Hollen abandoning his entire state and flying down to El Salvador to have drinks with this guy to try to rescue him from prison. I bet you he is thrilled right now about this. That dude probably creamed his pants at the news that Kilmar's coming back to America. I'm sure we can probably expect to hear a lot more from Senator Van Hollen in the coming weeks now, as this trial now goes on, that will once and for all prove to the American public that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a possible human trafficking, definite wife beater, and possible murderer. Also, he's anything but a loving Maryland father. This will turn into the ultimate demonstration of just how dumb liberals are, of how inaccurate their liberal mainstream media narratives are, and it's going to prove that everything President Donald Trump is doing with the current immigration policy is necessary for America's safety and future. I'm actually excited to see this, because it's going to make liberals look terrible, and you should be excited too. But what are your thoughts and opinions? Leave a comment down below. Do you think it's a waste of money, or are you excited to see how bad this makes the Democrat Party look? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to American Advocates for more content.